Hi, we're good.
Okay, good. Are we good? Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, guys, hello and welcome back to Geek Talk. And for tonight, we'll be discussing three topics. Can we say
And
three topics? I'm
what
not
are the
sure.
three topics? I don't know.
Right now, we'll discuss. The first one would be Samurai Jack. He's
Oh
finally
yeah.
back. He is currently at the fifth season, episode
Hmm?
one.
Yeah, fifth season.
Fifth season, episode one. And the next is we're gonna discuss Wonder Woman based on the trailers and all that. Since Van isn't here, we were supposed to discuss Iron Fist, but
I
I don't
haven't
think
fit.
we can.
I haven't watched it yet, so
Yeah, just yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I think that's what we're gonna discuss next episode of Geek
sure.
Talk. Okay, so first we start off with Samurai Jack. What
Yeah.
are your thoughts, Gio?
Uh, very dark. I don't know really yet if it deserves to be on adult Adult Swim.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pretty dark. Let's see. Let's just recap the stuff that happened.
Yeah. Before we
So
start, okay, sorry. Before we start, pala, I forgot. Spoiler alert. For if you have not watched um the first episode of season 5, spoilers.
yeah,
But you should have watched it
spoilers.
anyway, so it's not really our fault. But anyway, you were saying, Gio?
So let's just recap what happened.
Okay, go.
So he's 50 years further from last time, I believe.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah. He hasn't. Apparently he's been cursed with immortality, at least age-wise. He cannot.
mhm,
He cannot age at all.
mhm, mhm.
Um. Let's see what else. So he's lost all hope of going back.
In time.
Yes. He's lost his sword, which is
Yeah.
one thing. Yeah. And apparently he's donned this new armor. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a permanent thing, but he's got this new armor
Digs. He
thing.
has this new digs.
Yeah,
New
it's all. It's
digs.
also all dark and shit and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. He has new enemies. He's not. He hasn't fought, or Aku hasn't even made an appearance other than a phone call by I forget what's his name again.
Which one?
The
Ah,
the assassin. I forget his name.
the assassin that is kind of hard to pronounce. I would try to
Yeah,
catch.
baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
yeah. It,
the new assassin called Aku. He had the call. That's about all we know
yeah.
about him.
Hello. Hello. That's all we heard.
Yeah, I don't remember like a scene like that being in the old show. So probably a new voice actor.
Yeah.
Which I mean, they have done that with the Avatar series, like with
Mm.
Iroh, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think it's fine. So yeah, then his new enemies are like an occult group.
Yeah.
An occult group, right? They worship.
Yeah.
It's like all women who worship Aku.
It's like
You could call it an
some
occult.
cult. Yeah. Yeah. It's an occult. I'm gonna give you that. It was a good one.
So anyway,
Well, yeah, it's an occult. I need to like. Can you like type it in the screen so people can see it?
we can just put
Uh,
it in the description later.
yeah, yeah. So, yun. So, what do you think of this episode? I mean,
Uh,
it's already did the recap, and then also he has this motorcycle that looks like the Batmobile. What's that? The is it the Tumbler?
from the Tumblr,
Yeah,
the
from the
motors.
Tumbler, the small motorcycle from the which Batman film was this? Batman. Basta the new
Begins.
the Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah,
He had this motorcycle that has this cool add-ons, and he also remember, yeah, the suit is more high tech. He is more acclimated to technology now compared to
Yeah,
before,
he is.
and
So
he also has guns
right.
or a
So
gun.
yeah. So since he's lost his magic sword that lets him basically hurt Aku, he's
Mm,
learned to use different weapons like a gun or two guns. I forget.
a gun.
And
He used a gun.
he
It was
has
a
a he
pistol.
has like a very high tech spear.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And his shoulder armors can also turn into weapons.
yeah,
So yeah, he's very acclimated, but he is suffering some delusions. I think
yeah,
delusions. Yeah,
yeah. He was. He was.
he's
He was.
become delusional because he's like been away from. He's just
Yeah.
because he thinks he's failed his mission.
He lost his way. Sorry, I had to do that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
whenever a person mentions "Lose Your Way," I remember the song from Kill la Kill. But anyway, basically at this part, I think living 50 years without aging has already taken its toll on the
Jack.
sanity of Jack, and now more than ever, he's more, what's the term? Not really, since he lost also the sword. I think
He's
was this
more
scene?
vulnerable.
Yeah, was this scene in the old season? I don't remember.
I don't know. I have to
I think,
admit I haven't watched all of it because that's I
yeah.
don't know.
As far as I remember, the last episode in the last season did not have any of this. So I think this is something that happened in between the last season and the current season. So maybe
Yeah,
we're going to see in the future episodes what really happened to the sword. And
maybe.
right now, because of that, um, he lost his way, he lost his sanity, and now even though he's trying to survive, he's still also trying to help out,
Mm-hmm.
and people know of him now
Yeah.
more than ever. Actually, so thoughts. What are your thoughts on this one?
Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the show, for me, gives more questions than really
Hmm.
answering anything. But then that's a given for a first episode.
Yeah. I
Uh,
know. Sorry. The wait before we continue. The name of the guy of the villain is Scaramouche,
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the
or
fandango?
it's based from well, based this taken from the Wikipedia of Samurai Jack, and it has the link Scaramouche is based from Scaramuccia, a
From
French word.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, no, but it would be cool though. But anyway, so yeah, you were saying about Scaramouche.
Nothing really. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
she's the
yeah,
leader of an occult. Was she the one who gave birth to them?
yeah. It seems like
Yeah,
it.
so she's the one who gave, or they gave birth. Someone in the occult gave birth to seven. We don't really
Yeah,
know because they're all wearing masks.
I
But
think they
s-
did.
but seven kids raised up to be assassins for Aku to use.
Yeah, they did a Game of Thrones scene for this one. This is exactly what happened to one scene in Game of Thrones, but instead of a figure trying to kill someone, the woman in question gave birth to seven female assassins.
Mm.
Well, seven female children that they trained to kill the samurai. Actually, it's really dark. I mean, this they really played on the really adult and dark theme in this episode. Actually, I
Yeah.
wouldn't, kasi 'di ba parang it feels like yun nga they were addressing his problem with immortality. Samurai Jack, who used to be confident and sure of himself, seeing him this vulnerable is really unnerving
Mm-hmm.
for me, especially for me. But I don't
Yeah.
know about you, Gio.
I mean, it's a nice thing. Like before, we used to just see him always just kicking ass. Now we're seeing him in a different state.
Yeah, he is kicking ass, but at the expense of his sanity.
Hmm?
And at this point, it's interesting on how they took this road, and I've seen a lot of immortality related storylines in pop culture, most especially in Highlander. Actually, this reminds me sort of how Highlander started out. But unlike in Highlander, where he was just alone, in Highlander he had his quote unquote companions and friends. But in with Samurai Jack, he's all alone and
Yeah.
is living. But he is living alone in the forest and trying to run away, literally trying to run away from his past.
Uh,
And what can you add, Gio? I mean, at this point,
mm, I don't think I have. I mean, I think I've said everything I want to at least.
yeah, it's interesting to see what happens next.
Yeah, I want to
And
see what happens next. When does it come out?
I'm not sure.
Wait,
Oh,
does it like
March. It's supposed to come out in March 18. So
today?
not today, but last Saturday. Wait, this is yeah, last Saturday. But anyway, s-
So yeah, I think that's about it. What we can talk about.
yeah. What are you looking forward to seeing though? Because right now, I want since people have been discussing what they want to see. Some mentioned about the Scottish swordsman,
I
but
want,
it's like
yeah,
50 years.
I want to see him there, or at least any friend really, just to keep, because he's in a rut or something. I want someone to knock some sense into him.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I think right now he needs a friend, a familiar face. I would
yeah.
say.
I mean, he is the guy lost in time, literally.
Yeah,
But and at this point, he lost his. Ano eh, I mean, it's sad to see him like this, but in sad situation, drama is emphasized, and I
hmm
want to see how he gets back and bounces back from this because he's the guy that kicks ass, and he's the guy who we see always making lemonades out of the lemons life has thrown at him, diba?
yeah.
So exciting, exciting. What I am looking forward to seeing is how the seven assassins that were sent out to kill him
Oh
would
yeah.
interact with Jack. And one of the things that I really enjoyed is that they really maintained the visual artwork.
Ah yeah.
The
Yes.
animation, the visual artwork is just the same.
It would be weird if it changed.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, at this point, I'm just happy that they were able to do all these things. And it's something that's I don't know how to explain this. Uh no, it's really interesting to see how things go from
Yeah,
this point
definitely.
forward. And hopefully we could see more and know more what happened in between the timelines.
Right.
Yeah. So moving on to the next topic, Wonder Woman.
Wonder
Have you
Woman.
Wonder Woman? So what do you think of the trailers? I've watched currently for me. I have watched the official trailer, the added trailer, Super Bowl I think,
Yeah. And,
and
yeah.
so
The
Gio.
trailer looks great. It's set in World War Two, World
Two?
War One. I think I don't know. World War One probably. I think somewhere around that time
Mm-hmm,
where she's. Let's see. So she's trying to prevent the war to end all wars. At least
mm-hmm.
that's what Chris Pine says in the
It's World War One apparently, Gio.
World
So
War
it's
One.
World War
Yeah,
One.
I thought so because World War Two is like very recent in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So World War One. Um. So she. Yeah. So they are on what's the island called again? Themyscira.
New yeah,
Themis
Themyscira.
Themyscira. Only females. Fine. Then he's the prodigy or something, right? I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and she finds his man who gives them info, trying to save the world. They are invaded. I don't know what happens after that.
Mm.
She goes with him to.
To
Uh,
London.
yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
I have to say the trailer looks great. I'm excited for the movie.
Mm-hmm,
I'm
mm-hmm,
just a little worried because uh, DC or Warner Brothers or whatever, I don't know. They've made great trailers before. Like they've done that with Suicide Squad, Batman vs Superman, Man of
mm-hmm,
Steel,
mm-hmm.
many movies already. But the thing is, they've never really the movies themselves never really lived up to the hype that they built
Yeah.
up,
Okay.
which is a problem. Like I want to be excited for the movie. It looks great. It's just that I'm a bit afraid what of what might
What
happen. Yeah,
happens? Yeah.
yeah,
I think at this point we're just wary of what Warner is going to do.
yeah. Hopefully they don't mess with this one because it looks great already on its own.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at
Or
this point,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think and I hope that they learn their lesson. Because one of the biggest problems I've had with the Warner Brother movies, I'm just gonna call it that, is
Yeah,
that they took. I mean, I understand they're trying to avoid um the 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 theme and the look of Marvel movies, but the thing is, they are too serious. I mean, look at what they did with Batman. I mean, yes, sure.
fine. It
And
works with
then
Batman because it's
it works,
Batman.
yeah, because it's Batman. But the thing about that is the other characters
They have
aren't
the
supposed to be that serious. And
they're
I
not
think,
they have their own charm. They can't
yeah,
all be dark. It's
yeah.
just
And
like
with what they
mm,
flubbed it with the no, they flubbed it with Suicide Squad. I mean, seriously, there are a lot of things that I'd like to point out about Suicide Squad. I'm not saying that I hated Suicide Squad, but it's just that the
it could have
way
been
they
better.
treated it could have been so much better, especially after you've seen the novelization of the movie.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that they could have done to make the movie great, but because of the fears and whatever the rumors circling around about the movie, they flubbed it. And based from the trailers I've seen, they were able to balance out the humor now and the seriousness of the theme. They were able to
Yeah.
put them.
Yeah, there was some humor in there, I admit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah,
It had,
it's not as dark as at least from what I see, it doesn't seem to be as dark as Man of Steel or Batman versus Superman, which is good.
yeah, 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 yeah. Order submission. Actually, the funny thing about this one is I like to point it out that the Wonder Woman trailer is more upbeat than say the Power Rangers trailer, even the new ones. I mean, I'm sorry, I had to point it out because it's Power
Okay,
Rangers had to be upbeat.
I mean, Power
Uh,
Rangers really isn't one of those movies people are looking forward to compared to like the superhero movies we have
yeah,
coming.
yeah,
So, I mean, they are superheroes. They're just not at the level of those. So,
yeah. And then
I
like,
understand. I can understand why there's a certain yeah. I mean, there's a certain quality to it.
yeah. And the thing about that is the I like how the brevity of this of the movie is there. It's more than just the humor, more than just the lightness of some of the way they treated the stuff. But what I liked about the Wonder Woman trailer is it hypes me for what's going to happen. It did not tell everything. Thankfully, I
Yes,
think it's one of those
it
trailers that
just
at
gives
least,
all it does is give you the plot.
yeah, hopefully they stay with this kind of trailer because
Hopefully,
has a bad
Hollywood.
tendency. Yeah, Hollywood has had a really bad record when it comes to trailers showing too much. I think that's what happened with Batman versus
Was it
Superman. Well,
Hollywood or just or just the Warner Brothers studio?
no, Hollywood in general. Aside from
Okay.
Warner, the other trailers also. That's why I'm saying using Hollywood because it's been known not just by a lot of people that Hollywood trailers have always been there to spoil the whole thing. But thankfully they did not do it with Rogue One, which is what I loved.
I think it's
And
because of another thing. Like Disney has a certain well, since Disney owns like Marvel and Star Wars, I
yeah,
think
yeah,
they hold them to a certain. They kind of hold them to a
yeah,
certain extent. Like they don't.
yeah. And that's the thing. This is what Warner Brothers we're talking about. This is not Disney. This is not Marvel. So I did appreciate at least at this point that the trailers were that good. They were able to hype up Wonder Woman enough without spoiling too much. And
Yes.
this leads me to how they're treating the movies the other DC movies forward. I mean, I liked the trailer for Justice League. Now they showed the trailer for Justice League, and I
Yeah.
liked it. I actually more excited now to watch Justice League than ever. And with Wonder Woman and the way that they did the trailers, for me, I am actually excited, and it's something especially for me, getting burned with DC movies ever since Green Lantern, and this is something new, especially for someone like me. How about you,
Yeah.
Gio?
I haven't seen the Justice League trailers. I mean the latest one. I've seen like the ones before. The one
Mm-hmm.
mostly with what's his name again?
Which one?
The one who plays as Barry Allen.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, Ezra Miller. Like he does. He can. I can see him. Um, I can see him portraying as the Flash now.
Yeah,
It's a different take on it because usually like they go for dark and everything, but he's going for the comic relief character.
yeah.
I think.
Which is, I think it's okay because he, even if he can be the comic relief, he can be the smart one. He can be the dorky. He's like I hate to compare this, but I think he is like the Spider-Man to their team.
But
I mean,
yeah,
he's
Barry
diba?
because he is fast, he does become quick witted.
Yeah, yeah. And then also he's also a scientist. I don't know what they're gonna do with I don't know what they're gonna do with this version of
But
Barry Allen.
well, he's a forensic scientist, so
Yeah, so
yeah. I mean, there's a difference between like the other types of scientists. So
yeah, yeah. But still, he dabbles in
of course,
one of the things I really liked about Barry Allen is he was and he has always been portrayed as um what do you call this? He has always been portrayed as a scientist, a man of science, even though he's the dorky one.
yeah,
But anyway, we're digressing. So far I'm liking the Wonder Woman trailers. It's hyping me up, and this is like in reference for someone who is um not into the DC movies at all. I mean, I watch it because it's a superhero film, but I don't watch it. I am not as excited as say Guardians 2 or Doctor Strange or whatever. But
yeah.
but at least at this point I like how they did Wonder Woman, and hopefully DC is able to get their strut with this one because
Hopefully, I mean,
I mean, come on, guys.
I like that Marvel would get some competition in the superhero movies.
Yeah, finally, finally. So, any final thoughts, Gio?
Nope, none.
None. Okay. So, what could be our third topic for tonight? I'm not sure.
Maybe we could just end it here. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe we could. I just wait. Since we're gonna end this tonight, since we don't have Sven here, I'm just gonna say with I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm just gonna drop my initial comment since I've already watched the first 4 episodes of Iron Fist. Um, the negative reviews it's getting is way overblown. I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna say it's one of the. It's still. I'm still considering it as one of the weaker. Um, what do you call? What do they classify the defenders? The
Yeah, they're the defenders.
yeah, but they classified it as the street level heroes. His story so far, since I'm at episode 4, is that he is the weakest. Iron Fist currently is the weakest in the street level superheroes, but
Weakest like as a
weakest
hero or just are you talking about storyline?
the series, the whole series so
Okay.
far. Not the no the hero. I think he's the second strongest in the in the in power levels. But then
Ah yeah.
in the way they did Iron Fist, the way they did the series, for me, someone who is not familiar with him, I kind of enjoyed it in a point where I liked it, but it's not as explosive as say as they did Daredevil or Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn. It's a really really slow burn.
But yeah, I
And
mean, I haven't watched it, but I've read some comments on some, you know, pages, threads, And
Yeah,
the other people agree that it is a show for the fans.
yeah. It
It's
is a show for the fans because I'm sorry before we even go forward with this one, Danny Rand in the comics is not an Asian guy.
yeah, he's not being whitewashed.
He's
He
not being
he is
whitewashed.
a white guy who learned martial arts.
Yeah, and he's a white guy who learned the Asian culture because, well,
He traveled
he,
to Asia.
yeah, diba? So parang, I mean, at this point, it's not even, ano it's not even, I don't know. People are just going all SJW about this. But so far, you could catch it, you could watch it. I
Netflix.
like it. Netflix. So I think this is where we end for tonight. We are currently yeah, thank you guys for joining. If you have any comments or suggestions for our next topic,
Leave
we
it in
are
the comments
more
below.
yes, we are more than welcome to um, consider it as part of our topics for tonight. Okay?
Yes.
So,
Bye. Oh,
Gio, this is me, Vincent, and this is
me, Gio. Hi. Or
and
bye.
hello
Bye.
or bye. Signing out for tonight. Thank you guys.
Bye bye.